No matter what time I have to be at an event, I am always going to be 5 minutes late. Let's go to church. Hello, happy Sunday, and welcome back to another vlog. This is the last vlog before Vlogmas starts. It's gonna be a little like prequel to Vlogmas, meaning I'm gonna try and write my dissertation every day, and I'm gonna take you guys along with me for the next couple of days. I wrote a little over 400 words this morning, and I only had an hour to work this morning, so pretty happy with that. And I'm just feeling like relieved that I can spend the rest of the day just hanging out with my family a bit and not having that stress of having to work on the dissertation while I'm just enjoying time with them. So first of all, if you're new here, my name is Sarah. I'm a PhD student at Indiana University. I live in Bloomington, Indiana, but for the next few weeks, from now until New Year's basically, I'm back home in my childhood home in Miami, Florida with my parents, and my brother and his wife and 2 sons also live in Miami as well. Family is really important to me. I don't know how many more opportunities I'm gonna have extended periods of time at home, and I am really grateful for the chance to spend this time at home. But that being said, I'm really going to have to protect my writing time because you know how it goes with family. You could just really get sucked in to a bunch of random things. I'm also going to try to really make some time still to keep up with Orange Theory and to think intentionally and plan ahead for the spring semester, which is a fellowship semester for me and is my very last semester of grad school. So I'm back home from church now. I need to call my sister to get something sorted with my mom's Christmas gift, and then the Packer game is on this afternoon. My dad is from Wisconsin and my whole family is very much into the Green Bay Packers. So I brought home a Packers t-shirt, and that's as festive as I will get. But yeah, just gonna be some good family quality time with football on and the Christmas tree on and just eating a bunch of like snacky foods. That's like my favorite time of the year. Good morning. Happy Monday. It's already a little after 11 a.m. I was on babysitting duty this morning. I had to watch one of my nephews while my sister-in-law took the other one to a doctor's appointment. I mean, I didn't have to, but I was like, yes, I'm more than happy to do it because they're staying home from daycare this week. And now it is time to get locked in on some school stuff. I'm actually going to join a writing group with Accepted Society, which is a new group that I've joined, and I'm really excited to check it out. This will be my first writing group with them. This I think is going to be really good, especially for this week. We're off at IU, so I'm not leading any writing groups. None of the writing groups are scheduled or anything. And this will be a great way to still ensure I'm getting some work done. First things first, I'm kind of hungry though, so I gotta eat something. Hi everyone, this is actually my first writing group with Accepted Society, so I'm really excited for this. And I will be working on a section of my dissertation today. Yesterday I wrote a sort of like extended summary of an article, and now I'm hoping to write the section where I like apply it as a framework towards my ideas. So I don't have a specific word count. I just want to write the whole time and just get all the ideas out. Writing groups, Accepted Society has a lot of really cool other features. There's also just general study sessions where you don't have to be focused on writing. It is an online platform to just help you feel connected and a little less isolated as you go through your studies, whether that's undergraduate, graduate school, master's, PhD, which we all know can be a very isolating experience. Something that I also think is really cool is the common room chat in this tab called Share the Load, where you can post about any troubles or questions that you're having. And I think that this does a lot of work to help combat that isolation that you can feel. There's a tab for a book club. When you sign up, you introduce yourself, and I found it so fun that so many of you guys are already part of Accepted Society. When I introduced myself, a lot of you all mentioned that you have watched my YouTube channel, and it was really cool connecting with you all, seeing some of you all in the writing group. And if you want to join and be part of Accepted Society, all you need to do is check out the link in my description box and get set up with your subscription. Okay, about halfway through the writing group so far. Vibes are really good. Everyone seems like really focused on being productive and just like really supportive and really friendly and really welcoming. Like I said, that it was my first writing group with Accepted Society, and everyone clapped for me, which was really sweet. And I have written, let's highlight and check, 565 words, so that's pretty exciting. I think I'm just gonna do some like really loose brainstorming for the next 40 minutes of the session, because this one like subsection of this chapter has 3 subsections within it, and I've done the first 2, so it's continuing off of what I talked about in my last vlog, Megan Malone's article about the embodiment contradiction, where I spent a lot of time just like thinking through if what I was doing was appropriating and not amplifying trans voices. So for the first section of this subsection, I explain and summarize her article, really focusing on like what she says the embodiment contradiction is, and it matches on so perfectly to my argument. It is like incredible. And I pull in this really excellent quote from her like call to action in the conclusion, and I say, in this way I'm aligning my work with Malone's concluding calls for action to, quote, pay attention to trans voices and allow their specific contributions to ameliorate cis culture's profound lack of imagination. And if that doesn't like stop you in your tracks, I don't know what will. So part 3 is the toughest part, the part that's going to take the most thinking, and this is where I like really map things on to my own ideas about vlogging. And she's already talked about the embodiment contradiction and how it plays out on YouTube, but not in the ways that I plan to, not like theorizing what's going on in the act of vlogging in relation to like a heightened or like what I call embodied hyper awareness. And this is just like the really hard work of the dissertation, where I'm actually just like building a theory, and it's tough because it's just a lot of like writing your way into your ideas. There's no way that I can outline this. I do not know what I'm going to say until I say it. And I'm debating if I want to like go back and read chapter 2, where I explained like and argued like that this phenomenon exists, and part 3 is like theorizing why it exists. If I potentially want to return to some of those case studies, which is 4 YouTubers I analyzed, and point out specific instances, which I've already mentioned, to say like, here's where we can see them seeing themselves as both subject and object, because that's like the gist of the embodiment contradiction. But I also feel like I need to go back to highlighting just how weird that is, because that's what this chapter is grounded in. It's grounded in defamiliarization, and that's what causes this heightened awareness that you're experiencing something that is outside of the norm, and it jolts you from reality when you see yourself as an object. It's strange. That is weird. And when you're negotiating this tension of like constantly oscillating between subject and object, that's even weirder. I like simultaneously feel like I'm really excited to write this section, because this is like where everything and all my thinking comes to a head, but I'm also like really scared to write this section. So I did not end up writing after I took a break. I feel like I'm just gonna have to come back at it when I have a fresh perspective and a little more rest, and that's okay. A little bit each day, that's what we're striving for. And yesterday I actually started tracking my writing progress. I'm just using NaNoWriMo, like National Writing Month, because it's free and they give you like a visual. So yesterday I inputted what I had already had written of the chapter, which is a little under 5K, and then I inputted the total today. We could see that I wrote 521 words. I ended up like taking out some of like the drafty parts that I had to count towards today's writing goal, because I want to make sure it's just like good writing. and 2 days in a row. Free, easy. I also can't lie, I'm getting a little nervous about Dismiss and how much I'm gonna be able to keep up with that. Not only is it like filming and editing a video each day, but like actually making meaningful progress in my dissertation each day, because we have some job things in the works, which is really exciting. I don't want to share all the details, but I'm hearing back from some schools and we're having some interviews, we're having some stuff that I have to prepare, and that obviously is much more time sensitive, so that's gonna have to take my priority rather than the dissertation. So I'm still hoping that Dismiss can be what I want it to be, but I'm gonna have to be even more gentle with myself, and you might have to be more patient with me than I initially thought. Several hours later, still in the same spot. My brother and sister-in-law came over for dinner, and I played with my nephews, chatted with family, and now it is 9:10, and I am working on some job stuff, and I'm trying to feel really stressed out. Things are just like starting to feel really real, which is just like really exciting. And I think it's like the fact that I'm home, I'm feeling emotional of, I don't know, how far things have come, and it's hitting me that this is the end. This is the end of grad school. This is literally what I have worked for since forever, it feels like. And just like also taking a lot of time to sit and reflect on how my ideas and my research interests have really all come to lead me to this point. If you would have told me in like undergrad or even my first few years of grad school that I would be studying digital writing and embodiment, I would be like, huh? Like, no. But all along the way, if you look at like what I was writing my papers about in undergrad and early grad school, it was always about embodiment. I just didn't have the language to call it that. It was always with like feminist groundings. I don't know, it's just like emotional. I want to like go back to some of like my earlier English teachers and be like, hey, you were like really foundational in teaching me to see like the power of writing, but specifically like, the power of teaching writing, and here I am like gonna defend a dissertation about that stuff. I mean, A, they probably don't remember me. B, they probably would be like, I don't care. But I mean, that's not true. I would like die if one of my former students told me that. I just have a lot of feelings. I feel excited, and I don't know, also just like thinking about YouTube, and you all have been such a big part of this journey. And I think it's when I come home and I vlog, and I'm like, I started this vlog when I was home during my last year of coursework at the start of the pandemic, and so it's always a bit emotional vlogging at home because I'm like, oh, this is where it all began. And I don't know, just one of those emotional days. But I signed up for an Orange Theory class. I haven't been in over a week. I really need to get my body moving. So we're gonna do that at 9:15 tomorrow, and then come back and get right back to things. I also have a meeting with my advisor tomorrow. He's so kind and generous for willing to meet with me during the break. There's just some really pressing questions I feel like I need to ask him in order to make progress on things. And we had a meeting for a week from today, but I was like, any chance you could like bump it up a little bit? And he was like, yeah, no problem. So I will also keep you all in the loop about that. Oh my goodness, the Orange Theory workout was so hard. I am so sweaty. They don't mess around in Miami. Okay, showered, feeling like a human again, but I'm gonna be sore. That was a 20 splat point class, and I think the coaches here, I mean, I guess I only experienced one coach, but I would venture to guess the others are also just really intense. The vibe of the workout class was good, but it was just like not like Bloomington where the coaches are like, yay, give your neighbor a fist bump. Here it was like, we're here to work out, we're here to grind. And it was tough, but feeling good. I hadn't been to Orange Theory in like a week and a half. It was also just a little hot. I mean, it's Miami, not Indiana. So that always like makes my heart rate go up more. Anyway, I'm very hungry now. I'm going to make a liquid IV because I sweat a lot and see what my mom has for me to eat. I know she has eggs. Eggs have been giving me the ick lately. I really go back and forth with that. Maybe make some protein pancakes. Then we're gonna get into things and we are going to get to work on maybe the diss, maybe some free writing, but also some job stuff. Okay, I have some laundry going, which is probably what you hear in the background, but I'm going to work on one job app, let my hair air dry a little bit, style it, and then I have a meeting with my advisor this afternoon, have a lot of different things to talk about, and every time I look at myself in the camera, I am being driven nuts by the state of my eyebrows right now. Because I purposely have let them grow out more than I usually do because there is someone I love who waxes them in Miami and I just have felt too lazy to go. So I think I need to call and see when she's working and force myself to go because it's gonna be rough. I'm not gonna lie, editing this back and looking at my eyebrows. Gonna crack one open in preparation for this meeting with my advisor, and by cracking one open I mean a Bobby Cranberry Fizz. These were so hard to find last year, but now they're just like everywhere and it's great. My mom stocked up and bought a bunch of cans for me. Good morning, happy Wednesday. The meeting with my advisor yesterday was very productive. We just talked about a lot of different things, talked about where I'm at in the dissertation, talked about things with the job market, talked about some specific questions I have about job interviews. I was like, is my writing sample bad? I'm starting to have like doubts about all of these different things, and every time he is able to make me feel a little bit better about myself and my work. But anyway, I've been working on editing the vlog this morning, so I'm gonna go ahead and end this one off because I have quite a bit of Thanksgiving prep today. I've got to do some cleaning, I have to bake 2 pumpkin pies and a chocolate cake. My family always hosts Thanksgiving at our house and we have a couple people come and spend the day with us, but we do most of the cooking. My mom does most of the cooking. So with that being said, I will see you guys in the next video. Don't forget to check out the link in my description box to get a subscription to Accepted Society. Can't wait to see more of you guys there in study sessions and in writing groups and in all the different chats that they have. And until then, I'll see you guys in Vlogmas.